Hey guys, Justin here, coming at you from the 2x4 grow tent with another unboxing video. This one is actually from somebody that we've had before. I actually reviewed their entire light setup, like every model that they had. Is a big blowout video that I did for them, and now they've got a brand new model, so they wanted to send that for you guys to take a look at and see what you think. So as usual, we've got the heat meter, we got the watt meter, the par meter, and the meter. And we got baby Katana here. So let me get the meters out of the way. We'll get into this box here. Amazon did a really interesting packing job on this one, and it looked like it was retaped because this box that they used was way too big. This is a massive box for the light that was sent. And look at the packing. This is all the packing that they put in. Oh, damn you, Amazon. They usually don't do that. They're usually pretty good about it. But this is the light itself. So let's get the packaging out of the way here. Let me move this over here so I can get the box out of the way. This box is massive. I can't believe they wasted this giant box to send this little light. Way to go, Amazon. Alright, so there we are. Now we can actually get into the main part of the light here. Looks like it's a top open. Baby Katana, make quick work of that. Alright, packing. Oh, that's all solid. So this is going to have to come out all in one piece. There we go. More box. Oh, there's something in there. A manual. More box to throw away back there. Now we get to the actual light. So let's see what we got. Bam! Wow. That's pretty cool. It's like, man, what would that even be? That's bigger than like two of the 1000s. It's like, well, 2.5. Duh, it's called 2500. So it's pretty much like 2.5 1000s. Just freaking blasted together all in one big ass awesome light. That is cool. That is way cool. I dig it. Flip it over here, see what we got for driver. We got a Moso driver. Never heard of that one. Let's zoom in on the driver here from above. Get a little bit better view of it here. There we go. So that's in the little screen. So yeah, I've never heard of this driver. X6 240 V062. Made in China, of course. Everything's made in China anymore, really. Or most everything. I mean, it doesn't look too crazy out of the ordinary. I noticed they did space it off the board, so the driver isn't sitting on the board, so that's good. What do we got for power setup here? Oh, nice. They got the detachable cord here. That's cool. So you could technically extend that longer if you needed to. Pretty cool. Rope ratchets. They do include some rope ratchets here. Hanging kit. Rope ratchets. We do have the plastic gear rope ratchets, so they do not include the extra nice steel gear rope ratchets, unfortunately, but it's a very budget priced light, so it is what it is. Let's get the zoom back out on this. There we go. Just wanted to show you guys too really quick. This does have the kind of water resistant coating that you see on a lot of those lights there. You can see the shine off of it there. It's not quite as thick of a coating as like some of the Mars hydros and stuff like that out there, but it's on there. You do get the water resistant coating. Alright, so specifications we're showing here. Bring it up to the camera. BP2500, and this is a beast. Absolute beast. That is a long, lean light. The thickness is really good on the metal too. Nice and thick. Hell yeah. I dig it. I dig it. I don't know if it'll... I don't know, this is a 2x4 tent. We'll see if it'll cover the whole 2x4. I think it's going to be really, really ideal for a 2x3. But we'll see if it'll do a 2x4. Let's get this sucker hooked up and see what it's all about. Oh, almost forgot. The manual. Got to go over the manual. So here we go. The manual, they have the BP1500, the 2500, the 3000, and the 4000. So that's the full lineup of the new BP series. It goes all the way up to what is this? 400 watts for the big one. This one's supposed to be 250, 245, somewhere in there. Assembly instructions, very, very basic. Tells you basic height levels and assembly instructions, and that's about it. It does say 3-year warranty plus 30-day money-back guarantee on the front of the user's manual. So that is their policy. But yeah, let's get this hooked up and rocking. All right, we are back and have it all hooked up and ready to go. There's not a whole lot to the dimming situation because there's no manual dimmer. You would have to pop that plug off, put a screwdriver in there and dim it down manually, which I wouldn't really advise doing unless you have a kilowatt meter, so that you can, when you turn it back up, you don't turn it up too high if it is possible to do so. But it's looking pretty nice. Pretty decent looking light. It's got quite a bit of red in there, and you can see there's cool white and warm white mixed in. And it looks to be probably about a 2-to-1 ratio, warm white to cool white, from the looks of it. And then there's a bunch of red spaced out in there. Now these are Samsung LEDs, but they're not the LM301Bs. So they still are Samsungs, but they're a little bit cheaper Samsungs. But still should work pretty well. This is a budget light overall. I mean, there's no dimmer, there's no Meanwell driver. You got the little bit cheaper Samsung diodes, but the price is right on these guys, so that's why they're real popular. It's a really good light for people that, you know, just don't have a lot of money to put into their setup to start off. And we've all been there, you know. Everyone's got to start somewhere. So lights like this have their place. That's just the way it goes. Let's take a look at the par meter. See what we're reading in the middle. This is at 16 inches. Just as a reminder to everybody. I always start off at 16 inches. Let's see what we're pushing. All right. 800. That's damn respectable. That is that's fatty bud territory right there. Not a problem. That's excellent. Very, very, very good. I would not mind that at all. Let's move it out to the side. See how much we drop off. I hit 666 there for a second. I was like, oh shit. So now we're out to the very edge of the fixture, and we're still pushing 500. 517, 512. I bumped the light so it's swinging a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so 515 to 520. And that's at the very edge here. You can see where that's positioned. Now if we go all the way to the 4-foot side, and we don't do any adjusting at all for plants turning, we're looking at about 300, which I would not want to flower with 300 personally. I mean, some people, I'm sure they do it, but that's just not quite enough. That's more veg territory for me. 300, 350. But plants do turn towards the light, so that'll help some. 350, yeah, still not there. Yeah, this isn't a 2x4 light. This is definitely not going to be a 2x4 light. But if we measure, let me zoom back out here. If we measure inward 6 inches, and that would put us at a foot off of each, or a foot total off. That would put us at 3 feet. Then we'd be looking 460, 470 if you turn it in. And you'd have a wall here too, so like, I mean, you'd have a reflecting wall, which would make a big difference. You can see just, it's moving just with this little piece of paper. So that would make a big difference, the reflecting wall. So yeah, I would be safe to say you could flower in a 2x3. Still 480 to 500 is a little bit low. You really start getting fatter buds at 500 to 600, and then up to 600 to 800 is super fat bud territory. But you really got to be on your nutrients, and then anything above 800 to 1,000 or greater, you really have to be on your nutrient regimen, and you may want to consider CO2 at that point to really fully take advantage of what you're feeding. And when you've got high lighting levels, then you have to add a bunch more food. Yeah, it's decent. I mean, it's decent for a 2x3. Let's check the 2-foot edge here. See what we're looking at. This is right up against the side. Let's see if I can get the glare off the camera here without blocking the light. It looks like it's gonna just glare no matter what. Oh, it's swinging. I bumped it again. Keep hitting it with this new rig, camera rig. It's big. All right, so about 620 on the side. That's plenty. Go to this corner over here. That'd be the very corner. Down at this corner. Come on. So yeah, about 400 in the very, very corner. That's without the benefit of reflection on the other side too. Usually when you have a corner, it reflects off both sides and you get a little bit higher reading. So yeah, probably I'd say about 450. So yeah, I'm gonna put this as a 2x3 light. I think that's where it's gonna be, because you really don't want to raise it up any higher, because then you're gonna lose your rating in the middle, and you're not gonna gain anything in the sides really, because you're actually raising the light away from the sides, and that's just gonna make it lower. So really 16 inches is a good sweet spot. 16 to 18 inches for a lot of these lights. But 800 in the middle is definitely respectable. And you'll get pretty good in that middle foot from side to side. You're gonna get super, super bud coverage in like this middle foot square. Or square foot, I guess I should say. But then from there it's gonna get a little bit more, not quite as nuggy, but still decent. I mean, for the price of this light, man, you could pop out one grow and buy 5 or 6 of them. Like, for real. A lot of people complain about the prices of lights, but man, the capabilities of these lights that you get and what you can save personally if you're growing your own smoke, what you can save personally pays for the light in no time at all. Usually one grow, if not 2. And if you're doing this for commercial gain, if you're a new medical state grower and you have your own little dispensary or something, and you're trying to make some money, you're gonna pay for this light in one run and be able to upgrade or buy a bunch more or do whatever you want to do from there. So yeah, it's a stair step light. That's what I call these kinds of lights. It's a stair step light, and Amazon is full of stair step lights. So that's why this is under the Amazon Light series, because it's on the cheaper end of the spectrum, and it is an Amazon light. But I'll tell you what, man, it looks pretty decent. I would rock it in a 2x3, to be honest. But let's let it warm up and see what it hits on the heat meter, and we'll take it from there. All right, we are back, and I've let this warm up for about an hour or so, as usual. And we can hit it with the temp gun and see what we can get. It looks like it's giving a fairly accurate reading on the metal here, because if I hit the sticker, it only goes up by a couple degrees. So you're hitting about 129 on the sticker, and then 125. It's about 4 degrees lower off the sticker. The sticker is going to be what's accurate, or more accurate, I should say. So 129. That's on par for most of the fanless units that I've measured. I've measured them all the way up to 130, 132. This one, the driver actually seems to be a little bit cooler than some of the drivers are. It's only hitting about 120. Huh. Pretty consistent with the heat. And if I do the touch test, the driver's definitely uncomfortably hot, and that is scorching hot. Yeah, you don't want to touch that. Don't want to set anything on top of there. But this surface is definitely hotter than this surface. You can tell just by touching it. So I would say the readings are fairly accurate as far as the difference between the two. Overall, it's a decent little budget light. If I had a 2x3 tent and not a 4x4 like this is, I would definitely consider something like this as my first light. The price is right there. Bloom Plus does a really good deal with their pricing. They do a really good job with their pricing as far as keeping it affordable for the masses. But yeah, pretty decent 2x3 light. What are we hitting on the wattage? 230 watts. A little bit lower than what it suggested in the brochure. I think it said 240, 250. I'm reading about 230, so it's what it is. For the money, you got a 2x3, you're gonna crush it. You're gonna grow a bunch of weed in a 2x3 with this. But if you want to upgrade to something else, you're gonna have to come up with that money. So it is what it is, like I said. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Discount code below. Not only is this light affordable already, but they have discount codes on top of that. So hell yeah. Take a look at all that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Until next time, happy growing.